So hello everyone, good afternoon all of you. So myself Nipur Jain. So today we are going to discuss about electric potential, right? So for before studying the electric potential, I wanted to give some idea about basic terminology we have already discussed, like electrostatic force, conservative force. As we already study in 11th class, as we know that work done by conservative force is equal to change in potential energy, right? So first we know that what is conservative force and non-conservative force. Conservative force are those forces which are independent of path, means that does not depends on path, what path you are going. They only depends on initial and final point, right? Suppose I this is point A and this is point B. I wanted to move the charge from here to here, here to here, here to here. They doesn't depends on path, they only depends on initial and final points. So that force we say conservative forces. Forces which are independent of path and they only depends on initial, depends only on initial and final points, initial and final points. And non-conservative forces are those forces, non-conservative forces are those forces which depends on path. Like we know that conservative forces example is gravitational force, spring force, spring force. These are conservative forces. And Coulombic force, electrostatic force, these are conservative forces. Non-conservative forces are those forces which depends on path, depends on path, and they does not they depends on path. So for example, like non-conservative forces, friction force or dissipative forces. Dissipative forces are non-conservative forces. Non-conservative forces. So one more thing, we know that if your force is conservative, so their curl is zero. So their curl vector is zero. Means their curl vector is comes out to be zero. Means we got the idea that if your curl of your vector is zero, means they are a function of some scalar potential. Means if your vector, your electric vector, if your quantities comes out, your curl vector is and your force is conservative and the curl is comes out to be zero, so when then we can define that vector in terms of scalar potential, right? So can I define this E vector in terms of some scalar potential? This is our basic mathematics saying. So in the similar way, electrostatic force is also a conservative forces, right? So we know that the curl vector is comes out to be zero, right? So this is conservative forces, conservative force. So their curls is comes out to be zero. So we can define there that this electric field can I write in terms of scalar potential, that is right. So this is our gradient of potential. In the similar way, one more thing I here we required that if any quantity is conservative, so their curl vector is comes out to be zero. Then we, if their curl is comes out to be zero, then we can write that vector in terms of potential. In terms of potential means we can write that quantity, we can write that quantity, we can write of that quantity potential energy, right? So from here, one more thing, one more thing idea that electric field is a vector quantity, vector quantity, and potential is a scalar quantity. Potential is a scalar quantity. So from here you also got one idea that if you know if you know the any system, their potential, you can find electric field. Electric field is a vector quantity, so we have to find three components of that quantity. But scalar quantity, so they have only one component. And if you have find any system, I give random system, and if you find potential of that system, or if you know the potential of that system, then you can find electric field of that system. So it is more beneficial to know potential of that system. If you have idea about that, if you have idea about the potential of that system, then you can find electric field of that system also, right? So this is our basic idea. Now we are going to proceed how we can find electric potential, potential difference due to point charges, potential difference due to continuous charges, right? So I define these quantity. See this is electric potential. So electric potential, I define that the electric potential, what we do, suppose I give charges here, point charge here, and I have to find electric potential due to this charge at this point. So what I do, I bring positive test charge at some very far away. Means, what is the meaning of very far away? Means this positive test charge is not disturbed by this electric field. We are bringing this test charge from very far away to this point in the electric field region. So whatever the work done in doing this test charge in bringing it in electric field, that work done is in the form of potential energy, right? So what I do, potential, whatever the work done in moving the test charge q naught from infinity to that point in an electric field in a direction opposite to the electric field is defined by potential, electric potential, right? So electric potential, work done in moving a unit positive test charge from infinity to a point in an electric field, and if I bring the positive test charge from infinity to that point in an electric field, the charge will not be accelerating, because if the charge is going to be accelerating, so they emit electromagnetic radiation. So we move the test charge with a constant velocity so that they are not going to be accelerate any electromagnetic radiation. So now we can study that. Electric potential in an electric field is defined in an the electric potential in an electric field is the electric potential in an electric field is defined in an electric field. The electric potential in an electric field is defined in an electric field. The electric potential in an electric field is defined as work done per unit positive test charge. Work done in moving a work done per unit positive test charge in bringing it from infinity to that point against the electric field without accelerating, and it is a scalar quantity, and their unit is joule per coulomb, या फिर volt, and the dimensional formula is this. Now I can define potential difference. The work done to move a positive test charge, from one point to another point, in an electric field is known as a potential difference. The work done to move a positive test charge from one point to another point in an electric field is known as a potential difference, and electric potential is work done to move a unit positive test charge, work done per unit positive test charge from infinity to that point against the electric field without accelerating is defined as electric potential. Right, now we know that we are doing work done, so we can find work done is equal to force into displacement. So work done is equal to QE vector dot dr vector. So work done per unit test charge is equal to E dot dr, and we know that work done per unit test charge I defined as electric potential. So electric potential I can also write as integral E dot dr vector reference to some point P. So I define reference point, I bringing the test charge from some reference point to the point where I have to find the potential due to this charge. Right. So here I put a negative sign. Why I put a negative sign? Just for convenient. If I have a positive test, if I have a positive charge, so my potential is comes out to be positive. If my charge is negative, so my potential is also comes out to be negative. Now one more thing, difference between electric potential and potential difference, just I give a few differences. देखो electric potential is defined a point, electric potential is defined for one point, and potential difference is defined for 2 points, and their formula is work done per unit test charge. Here also work done per unit positive test charge. Here infinity reference, here electric potential is measured from infinity, and but potential difference measure between 2 points. Practical importance, electric potential field, they give the idea about field strength. Potential difference help in flowing the current flow in a circuit, right? So we can find electric potential, due to point charge distribution and due to continuous charge distribution. So first we are finding electric potential due to point charge distribution. Electric potential due to point charge distribution and continuous charge distribution. So first we can find electric potential due to point charge distribution. So electric potential due to point charge distribution. So suppose this is our point charge plus Q, and I have to find potential at point P due to point charge distribution. So I take Q naught positive test charge at some far distance infinity, and I move this test charge to point P. So whatever the work done, that work done is stored in the form of potential energy, and then after that I divide this potential energy by positive test charge, so I got the electric potential. So minus E vector dot dr vector, right? And we know that electric field at point P due to this point charge is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square, right? So can I write here 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square dr. So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q integral, and here one more thing, infinity to some point P where electric field where we have to find electric potential is distance r. So 1 by r square dr infinity to r, q upon 4 pi epsilon naught minus 1 by r infinity to r. Then after that I find that, so q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r. So this comes out to be electric potential due to a point charge, right? Now I can also find electric potential due to so many charges. For example, I say that this is our origin O. I say this is, I give here plus q charge, here minus 2q charge, here plus 3q charge at distance r, r, r. So you have to find electric potential at O due to this all the three charges. And potential is a scalar quantity, so potential due to first charge, second charge, third charge. We can find electric potential due to all these three charges. So k q by r plus minus 2k q by r plus 3kq by r. So this comes out to be 2kq by r. So this is 2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. So this is our electric potential. Now we can find electric potential due to continuous charge distribution. Electric potential due to continuous charge distribution. Continuous charge distribution. Continuous charge distribution. So I find electric potential due to spherical. So electric potential due to charge spherical cell of conducting sphere, right? So I take this conducting sphere that has a positive charge. So now I can find electric potential inside and outside. And first we know the idea about electric field inside due to conducting sphere is 0, outside 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. So now we can find electric potential. First we can find electric potential outside. So potential at outside due to this spherical charge cell is minus E vector dot dr vector. So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square dr, and we are bringing from infinity to some point P outside. I draw Gaussian surface. Infinity to some point P, infinity to some point P, that is small r. So that is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught integration infinity to r 1 by r square dr. So then I can find that 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. So this is the electric potential due to charge spherical cell outside. So but one more important thing, we can remember this result. What this information thing giving that result? If you take spherical charge spherical cell and if you find electric potential outside at any point, so it act like a point charge potential. What they are telling, that this whole spherical cell you assume as a point charge at the center and you can find electric potential outside due to this point charge, right? This is one thing. Now another is electric potential inside. So electric potential inside we have to find. So I again draw Gaussian surface, right? And then I can find electric potential, that is minus E vector dot dr vector. So that is comes out to be, we know that one more thing, electric field inside is 0, so potential is also 0. No, because we know that electric field is minus basically dby by dr. Electric field inside is 0, so minus dby by dr means potential inside is constant. So potential inside is constant and that is equal to potential at the surface, potential at the surface. So that is potential inside is comes out to be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. Now I can draw the graph also, potential versus r. Here you see inside potential is constant, then after that they are going to decay like this, right? And one more thing, here electric field is just inside 0 and just outside non-zero. So electric field is discontinuous. But potential is always continuous. That's it. So I hope you will understand all these concepts, and if you have any doubts coming, you will ask them, and I try to explain all the basic and important points related to electric potential. I hope you will able to understand all these things. If you have any doubt coming, you will ask me, we will discuss it and I clear it. If you want any other lecture or any particular topics, you will comment so that I can upload and make videos on this lecture also. Okay, we will meet in the next lecture. We will meet in the next lecture. Bye. Now we can also find electric potential due to a uniform charge non-conducting sphere, right? So I can find electric potential due to a uniform charge non-conducting sphere. So I draw the circle, right? And non-conducting sphere means charge on the surface stay there, they are not moving. So we can find electric potential due to uniformly charged non-conducting sphere inside, outside, at the surface and at the center. So this is our O center and their radius is capital R. And first we know that electric field inside is basically 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught QR by RQ electric field outside, that is comes out to be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. Now we can find electric potential different. सबसे पहले केस फर्स्ट, आई विल टेक केस फर्स्ट, electric potential outside. For outside I just draw the Gaussian surface, and then after that I find potential at outside region E dot dr vector, that is comes out to be electric. I bring charge from infinity to that point, infinity to that I bring, so infinity to some reference point P. Electric field is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square dr. Here you see electric field vector and dr vector, both are in same direction. So then after that 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q I take outside, then after that I have to integrate 1 by r square dr infinity to point P, that is our r. So that is comes out to be minus q upon 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by r infinity to r. Then I put the values, so 1 by r minus 1 by infinity 0, and minus minus plus, so that is comes out to be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r. So so what this result concluding, that if you have a uniformly charged spherical cell and if you have to find electric potential, so what you will assume, that you assume hold the charge at the center and write potential outside due to assume as a point charge. Outside. Now we can find case second at surface. Surface you have to find, so just put small r is equal to capital R. So potential at surface is comes out to be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by capital R, that is uniform. Now case third, you can find electric potential at inside means small r is less than capital R. So now you have to draw again Gaussian surface and find electric potential inside. So what you do, potential inside you have to find minus, first you have to reach infinity to capital R, electric field E dot dr, then after that you reach capital R to small r, electric field dot dr, right? So potential inside you can find that infinity to r, outside 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square dr, capital R to small r 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by this is outside and this is inside, q by rq r dr. So now what you do, minus q upon 4 pi epsilon naught I take outside infinity to r 1 by r square dr, and here q upon 4 pi epsilon naught rq integration capital R to small r dr, potential inside. So potential inside minus q upon 4 pi epsilon naught minus 1 by r infinity to capital R q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r q. This is r square, then you have to put limits capital R to small r. Now you can see that potential inside is comes out to be this minus minus plus, so q upon 4 pi epsilon naught into capital R, here 4 upon 4 pi epsilon naught rq, r square minus capital R square. So this comes out to be q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r, I take common, so that is comes out to be, just here one more thing, here 2 is also left, so 1 minus r square upon 2 r square, and here minus 1 by 2, here minus minus, here minus, but here plus. So this is comes out to be potential inside is comes out to be q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r, that is 3 by 2 minus r square upon 2 r square. So potential inside you can remember in this way, q upon 4 pi epsilon naught rq, and I also take 2 common, so 3 r square minus r square. So you can remember this result in this way, potential inside is comes out to be kq upon 2 rq 3 r square minus r square. So in this way you can easily remember this. Now case fourth, potential at center. So at center r is equal to 0, so potential at center is comes out to be k 3 by 2 kq by r. Right, now I can draw the graph for this. So here you can see we can also write this 3 by 2 potential at a surface versus r. So here you see that three by 2 potential at a surface, and then after that this is potential at a surface, and then after that this is going to be decreasing. Small r is equal to capital R. Right, so this is our graph. First they are going to be decreasing parabola curve r square minus r square, and then after that decaying by 1 by r. Right, so this is our derivation. So I hope you will be able to understand all this. If you have any doubts, you will ask me, and we will do other concepts in the next lecture. Thank you so much.